Hi, Samantha.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Can you hear us, Samantha?
You're muted, Samantha. If you go down to the left-hand corner, there's a mute a microphone. You can unmute yourself.
She looks like she's unmuted. It's on your computer. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Hi. Okay. So it looks like Jen is hopefully coming on.
I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Just can't.
But I don't. You can't see me though, can you?
No.
I don't know why.
Are you on your phone or your laptop?
I'm on my computer.
Okay. So there should be a place where you can turn your camera on.
Yeah, let me look.
Go down. If you scroll down to the bottom of your screen, a bar will pop up. There you go. Hi.
Here I am.
There you are. Sweet. All right. Cool. All right. So how is everybody today?
Good.
All right. Should we give it a couple more minutes to see if someone else is coming, or should we just go?
Let's go.
Okay. And it says it's recording, so it must have automatically. I didn't push anything. So, but it says up in the far left.
I see it. It says recording.
Yeah, it says it's recording, so I think we're good to go. Okay. So I think the first thing we're going to do is just introduce ourselves and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do. And should I do this part down here, Lori, first, or wait?
What's that?
The different buttons. For example.
Yeah, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, and then you can go through everything.
Okay. Who'd like to start?
I'm Jen.
Go, Samantha.
I know, it's like, okay.
Go ahead, Jen.
Okay.
Oh, we're going. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm Jen, and I've been, I was working with the Girl Boss little site I had, and just kind of getting the women entrepreneurs together and chit-chatting, but needed a little vamp up and some help to get some more engagement. And so this is where we are now. And so it's been fun the last couple weeks. It's been a busy couple weeks because August is the worst month for me. I love it, but I hate it. All three of my kids' birthdays, plus my anniversary, plus back to school. So I'm ready to I'm done. So spent. So it'll be nice to get a little bit of me time back. But so we own Lincoln Home Services, a general contracting company here in Maple Valley. And then I'm also a local real estate agent with RE/MAX. And I left the corporate world about 3 years ago. Worked in property management for 20 years prior to that. So we're just hanging around and, staying busy. Luckily, our general contracting company is super busy at the moment. That's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay. Did you want to go, Samantha?
You gotta unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. See, it's good here for this training. Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I provide all of my therapy online, but I use a different platform. And so I wanted to try out Zoom and learn a little bit about that. Plus, I also am just interested in joining a networking group and talking to other female entrepreneurs and just learning more. I'm relatively new to the area in Maple Valley, moved from SeaTac, not very far, but new to here. And yeah, just would like to learn and learn from you guys. And I'm looking forward to some of the lunches and getting involved with the other group too, because that's how I heard about this one. And just want to get out there for those play dates and also for those just me time mom groups.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay, Lori?
Me to go? I'm Lori Patch with the Thomas Group Northwest Real Estate here in Maple Valley, and my husband and I have lived here for almost 23 years. Raised our family here. We've had our company for all that time, most of that time. So anyway, I've been licensed since 2004, took over the management of the company in 2009. And so I've just been really involved in lately trying to get the community together, and started the Maple Valley Ladies Society, and then really enjoying that and getting to know a lot of ladies that way. It's been a lot of fun. And then when we had the idea of, Gail and I had talked about in the Maple Valley Ladies Society putting together a group of women entrepreneurs and kind of do kind of the same thing that we do on the Ladies Society page, where it's a collaborative, uplifting, positive place for women to be that own a business. So do that same kind of thing. And then Jen piped up and said she already had something. So we just kind of hopped on her bandwagon and going to try to get that going here with her. So looking forward to that. I think it'll be really fun to work together and to share ideas and support one another. And, it's not an easy thing to own your own business, and, it takes a lot of effort, and, you don't always know everything. And so it's a good way for us to share ideas and experiences and, kind of hopefully get some shortcuts from one another so that, we can avoid some pitfalls of being your own boss. So looking forward to working with everybody here.
Yeah. This is so funny. I feel like we're the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
All in our own little window.
Yeah.
It's funny. Anyway, yeah. So my name is Gail. I've lived here for about 25 years. Got my teaching degree in Billings, Montana. Relocated out here, and my very first job right out of college was the Tahoma Junior High, and it was the old one. If you're familiar with the old brick junior high,
That's where I went.
Yeah, that's where I started. And elementary special ed was my double major. So I started there, taught 2 years in a resource room, and then I heard a rumor that they wanted to start American Sign Language at the high school as an elective world language. And I knew that there was no one in the district that had my background and experience. I'd been signing for, at that time, I don't know, a long time, 15 years maybe. So anyway, moved from the junior high to the high school and started the ASL program in 1994, I think, 94, 95. So anyway, yeah, and getting to know Lori and everybody in the Maple Valley Ladies Society has been so much fun. I can't believe how much it's grown. Lori and I were talking about this last night, just hit 1,000, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah, and then met, 2 weeks ago with Jen and talked about, how we can help each other and support each other in the Washington Girl Boss. Or do you say WA or Washington? Which is it, Jen? Anyway.
Sorry, I have people in the back, my dogs and my kids and everyone, so I've got to stay kind of muted for unless I'm talking.
That's okay.
But, yeah, it was just Girl Boss, but everybody seemed to have that, so we changed it just for looks, WA.
Yeah.
But I would probably say Washington Girl Boss.
Okay. It sounds funny to say WA.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, so I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. We seem to have had a lot of interest in the Girl Boss group from different business owners and lots of ideas. Yeah, so hopefully. And I just said I knew a little bit about Zoom and I knew less than I even thought I knew. Thanks to Lori, she helped me practice last night. We did a trial run.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did, because I had no idea what I was doing like I thought I did. But anyway, it's just another platform. It's just another way that people could train employees, or if they have team members, maybe they're in direct sales or, you know, some type of network marketing and have team across the US or across the world. This is a fantastic way to do training and interaction and just get to know each other a little bit better, because even though you're in the computer, I think seeing, you know, each other face to face, you do build that trust. And I don't know, I just thought it would be just another platform and another thing we could use locally, and then people can use it or not use it however they want to. Yeah, so it's kind of how that came about. Yeah. So, and basically, if you can move your cursor down to the bottom of your screen there, then you can see these different functions, I guess you would say. So for instance, if you have quite a few people on the group and maybe there is a lot of background noise and you're trying to do some training or interaction, you have a way as the host, I believe over here somewhere, we did it last night, didn't we, Lori? You can mute everybody, or you can set it up when you're first setting up the link. You can go in and there's a place to click where you can mute everybody to begin with. And then as you begin talking and sharing and somebody raises their hand, so up in the, I guess it'd be the left side of your screen, there's a place where you can raise your hand. Do you want to show us that, Lori?
Oh, Lori's on mute, I think.
Yeah, she can hear us though.
That's what you got to remember, to mute and unmute. How do we do that? I can't remember.
Well, I remember last night you kind of went up to the left side of your screen, but was it down in the chat?
Oh, the left side. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a little place where you can raise your hand if you have a question or want to say something.
Let me find it. Go on and talk about some other things and I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. Anyway, and then as the host on my side, on the right, I can see a place where, for example, Jen is muted right now. So I could unmute her. I think it says unmute. Huh.
Yeah, so when you tried to unmute me, it had a square that came up that said, the host wants to unmute you. Is that okay? Or yes or no?
Okay.
And so I said yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. And then.
Okay, and I found the raise your hand.
Okay.
So if you go down to the bottom and that screen pops up, click on participants.
Oh, that's
and then it'll
right.
bring up on the top right, it'll bring up everybody that's in the chat. And then at the bottom of that, you click raise hand. Mm-hmm. So it'll let the moderator know that, you know, you want to say something. That way we're not talking over each other. And then she could just kind of call on people and unmute them at that time. So I think during most of the training, everybody should be muted. So there's not a lot of background noise and stuff. And but that's a way. And then, you know, she can kind of control the conversation and then call on people just like you would if you're in a classroom or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you want to try that on your end? So, you know, either Jen or I call on one of us and then show them how that works on their end.
Okay, so Jen had her hand up, and on my side, then it says lower hand. Then I know that she wants to talk. Let's see here. And then I can unmute her. See, it's not unmuting on my side.
So it unmuted me, but I have to approve it. I have to say yes, that I'll allow you to unmute me.
Gotcha.
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been on these before, and it's so funny because you see people and they're eating lunch and they're making phone calls and working and, you know, so
yeah.
gotta keep an eye on that.
Yeah, kids crying in the background or dogs barking, kind of like what you're saying. And so it's a good that
And they may walk away to take care of a kid or something.
Right.
Yeah, you can mute somebody or let them know, I'm going to mute you because there's a lot of background noise, whatever. And then the other cool thing is if people are muted and you want to say something, then you would go over to where it says chat and click on that. And then over on the far right side, you can type something. And there's also a way in there if you want to send a private message. Let's see if I am clicking. Okay, so if I wanted to just, I don't know if you guys can see that. So I want to just talk to Lori. I'm going to send her a private message. So no one else is going to be able to see what I type.
Yeah, so if you go down to the bottom there, right now it says everyone. If you click on that, it will bring up everybody in the group. So if you just want to talk to one person, you would click that person's name.
Right.
And now on my end, under, she sent the message and it says privately after it in red. So you're the only one that can see that.
Yeah. And then Jen just typed, this is a private message to Gail. So if you see that little down arrow, that's where you can change it. You see that, Samantha, in the chat area?
At the very bottom. Go all the way to the bottom.
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
So now if I want to get back to the group and no longer private just to Lori, then I just click on that down arrow and go back to everyone. But the cool thing is if you're having this training or you're having this conversation, and maybe you have another moderator in the group and you're asking the moderator to keep an eye on the time or keep an eye on something, or maybe you've elected your moderator and you've said, okay, Lori, if I forget to mention that, could you please send me a private message? Then not everybody knows maybe the chaos that's going on in the background between, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can just send little private messages back and forth to different people on your team or your moderator or whatever. The other thing to keep in mind, and some of you may already know this, but Zoom.us is a free way to communicate, just like what we're doing, but it's only 40 minutes for the free version. So if you're going to use it on a regular basis for your clients or your team or your employees or whatever, then you would probably want to upgrade to the paid version, and then it can go on for however long. I think it's $20 a month. It's pretty cheap.
So is it 40 minutes per
session
use or 40 minutes total?
Total. So our session right here, if I blab too long and I'm not keeping an eye on the clock, then it's just going to cut us off.
Okay.
40 minutes, it would just go away. And people would be like, what happened? Where'd she go? What's going on? Just so you know, that's the free version.
So after you use 40 minutes, period, no matter if it's in one day or a week, then it's over?
No, it's per session.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
yeah,
per session. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So this particular session right now, if we just keep going and don't keep an eye on the clock, it'll just shut down.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that was one thing that I forgot at the beginning. I think it's a good idea if you assign somebody perhaps beforehand as your moderator to watch the clock if you're on the free version. So I probably should have said, hey, Lori, keep an eye on me. 40,
it has a timer
it's
somewhere.
only 19 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then one other thing, I'm going to try this, Lori, and I'm hoping it'll work. If you put your cursor again down below, you'll see a little folder. It says share. And then you can, I can remember how to do this from last night. You can, hang on.
Oh, is Kate there? Looks like Kate's on there.
maybe, how did you do that last night?
Whoops.
So you click on share and it should bring up and then you click on screen. Just click on the share button.
Oh, that's right. There we go. Share. Okay, cool. So then way up at the top, I can
Perfect. You can pull something up.
share.
So sharing the desktop. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we wanted to do slide presentations or,
show like graphs or whatever we
Okay.
have.
How did you do that last night?
Um,
Share screen. Because last night you were able to share that file.
Yeah.
Hang on. Or was that more?
I think you would just go to your desktop and work on your desktop.
Well, that's what I thought, but now I don't see. Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah, I can see your desktop.
Can you see that?
I can.
So I put this together just for fun, just so we could have an example. Okay, so I just made up a document of 10 tips for entrepreneurs, and I typed it up, and so there you go. So then you can just share this kind of stuff with your clients or your customers. Or last night, Lori was showing me a buyer presentation. So maybe you're a real estate agent and you have a buyer that lives in New York and they're thinking of relocating. You could use Zoom to do a buyer presentation and talk to them over Zoom. How cool is that?
Yeah. Hello. And then I'm thinking too, like within our group, it would be great, like if whatever training we're doing, we can do that and have a slideshow. Hi, Kate. So, that way, you can share things that way and you can write on it. You can point things and, it's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway.
Kate, we can see the top of your head.
Yeah, I was going to say, where are you?
There you are.
Hi, Kate. Yeah, so anyway, and then again, always make sure you push that record button, especially if you're going to want to send it to a customer, send it to a client. For example, other gals that are in our group, they couldn't come tonight, but they're going to be able to go back and watch the recording if they want to. But if you have Meet to that Zoom call where it's a genuine bona fide training and they can't make it, then they can go back later and you don't have to reinvent the wheel or think, oh, well, you weren't there for the training, so too bad for you. You can share that.
And I need to get with Jen and kind of work out what we're going to do here. But what I was thinking, this would work for this group great because we're busy, you're running businesses. It's very hard to get everybody together in one place. So this is a way where, we got a lot of ideas for topics to discuss, and maybe a couple of us will get together with somebody else and pick a topic, time management or whatever, and then we just have a discussion, but have it on here where people can join in and be there with us at the time, or they can go back and listen to it later. And then, do that on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And then maybe in order, we still want to get together at some point. So maybe once a quarter or once a month or however we decide that works out best, then we meet in person and can, get together that way as well. But this is a great way to connect and share ideas with each other without having to be somewhere. You can be in your car and watching it. You can be, in your house, at work, wherever it is, you can jump on if you have the time. But if you don't, you can go back and listen to it later and still get the information. So I think it'll work great that way for this group.
No, I love it. I think it's a great idea just because everyone's so busy. And even if we just did like topic of the week, you know what I mean? And so if we picked a good time and who of the week each week and whoever could be on, and we pick it, you know, people say what topic they'd like to see or hear, and then we randomly pick one or whatever the case, you know, may be. That's kind of nice too, because not everyone's going to always be able to get on. So
Right.
it makes it a little bit more simple, then I think we'll see more participation.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great way to provide value to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Once we get going. So do we want to, tonight, do we want to put it in motion and say, okay, next week, Jen is going to, you know, do a Zoom on whatever.
Surviving August.
How to get your kids ready for school.
I mean, maybe we should start it in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I know that we're talking, there's a good topic about self-doubt and self-talk that I think would be a really good one to start with.
Yep.
And I think Lori I saw that there's someone in mind for maybe having that discussion. I have not gotten to anything yet. I will be able to next week. Next week I'm be running around freedom. But it's just it was my son's birthday, my anniversary, my daughter's birthday's in 2 days. So it's just, this week is kind of out the window, but, I think in a couple weeks, I think we should kind of get it, and we can kind of figure out next week who and what, and then maybe start it the week after.
Yeah. I talked to Nicole today. That was Nicole Benson with Fairway Independent Mortgage. And she has an office right in Four Corners. And she said we could have it there. We could do it there. So, which I think would be cool if we could set it up and, you know, have a couple of us there and just do a kind of Oprah style, you know, where we
that's
talk
a great idea.
You know, and then we could do it on Zoom so people can join in there as well. But it kind of has a, you know, a feel where we're having a discussion with each other and, but kind of have a planned discussion.
Yeah.
Sure.
And she said she's all on board for that. So we'll just have to coordinate with her and figure out the best time to do that.
Okay.
I think that's
we only have a few more minutes, so I don't want it to die and you guys wonder where the heck I went, just so you know. So
real quick, I think, should we go across the bottom of that bar? Do we cover everything down there?
So it looks like if we wanted to invite someone, we could do that.
Yeah.
Like if we're like, oh, Jen's supposed to be here, I can invite her.
Yes. So when you click on that window, you go ahead and click on it on your side, ladies.
Okay.
And then if you look in the far left at the bottom there, it says copy URL.
Yep.
Okay, so you just click that and then you go over to email, Facebook Messenger, whatever, and you just right click it and it'll give them the link.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the other important thing is the stop video, because that comes in handy sometimes if you got to walk away from your desk to do something or whatever. And you can, or you just don't, you have a bad hair day or something. You can just, you don't have to be on video.
Drop down.
Yeah,
okay.
See here. Yeah. So yeah, or maybe you're having some kind of team collaboration and there's employees or there's you want to talk about something still on camera on Zoom, but you don't necessarily want it recorded for other people to have access to, then you would just stop the recording. And then if the managers or whomever you want to keep going, if you have the paid version.
Yeah, that'd be great for like if you want to take a bite of that sandwich.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that makes sense. Anything else, Lori, that
I think we'll just give it a go and kind of tweak it as we go. I think it'll work great.
Yeah. So
Does anybody else have any questions?
Anything at all, Kate or Samantha? Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that would be really great if we could do that here in a couple weeks and just then hopefully get the momentum going so other people get excited and want to participate and maybe host their own at some point or whatever. Yeah. And I've done these I've had these Zooms where people, they don't want to be on camera, but they want to be able to listen and participate. So you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. There's a place where you can just, stop your video.
Yeah, no,
At
I
the
think that's
bottom left.
important for people because some people are going to want to get in, they're going to want to see it, but you can still hear me if I'm talking,
Right.
you just can't see me, correct?
Exactly.
Right. It has your name there. So it's a black box with your name.
Yep.
Which, yeah, I mean, if you're sick or,
Yeah,
whatever,
have your
you
day.
just don't want to be on camera, you can do that.
Right.
Yeah, because I
And
know
I think you can choose that when you join, whether you want to share that video or not.
Yeah. So cool. Okay. Any other quick questions before we get bumped off?
No, thank you for your time and for sharing this information.
I hope it was helpful.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well,
Thank you.
thank you for taking the time,
Yeah.
all of you ladies, to come and spend some time with us. We really appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.